We are talking this morning about miracles. And I think that I'm not alone in wanting a miracle right now. And as things would have it, over a month ago, I decided that our talks in April would be about miracles. Easter Sunday is next Sunday, a big miracle, right? And I had no idea how the world would be unfolding right now. And so one of the things that we want to do is get crystal clear or get a larger idea of what a miracle is. I have a story from the book, Shortcut to a Miracle, which I'm using as inspiration, as I said. And the authors of those books are Michael Rann, Rann, and Elizabeth Rann Arrott, Arrott. So I highly recommend getting that book. In the meantime, they share a story of a miracle. There was a man repairing the roof of a tall cathedral, and suddenly he slips and begins sliding out of control toward the edge of the roof. He throws his tools aside, and onlookers watch in horror as he continues sliding. They hear him crying out, "God, save me! God, save me!" And there's a pause, and he stops sliding. And then they hear him say, "Never mind, God. My belt got caught on a nail." And that's what we do with miracles. There is a common need to believe in miracles, I think. And the way that we like to think of as miracles, or the way most people describe a miracle or define a miracle, is it's something supernatural that's going on. And I think the reason why that we want to define it that way is there's something in us that wants to believe that this universe, that our lives are something more than natural phenomena. And the atheists like to believe in physical phenomena and that everything can be explained. And the common definition of God, of a magnified giant human that is handling things behind the scenes, doesn't work for them. But maybe there's a way to have both. Maybe this need for a miracle, for something greater than we are to intercede and help us, is also something that intercedes and helps us working through natural phenomena, through natural laws. And maybe we don't understand how it works because we don't understand the natural laws that this infinite intelligence is using. Some of the definitions of miracles that are in their book are: there are no real miracles, only manifestations of the universe's hidden laws that we do not yet understand. And also, a miracle is a wonderful, often extraordinary event or occurrence happening through natural and normal, but frequently unexpected and unlikely circumstances. And then finally, there are no real miracles, only manifestations of the universe's hidden laws that we do not understand. Describing miracles as like this does not mean that there is not a God. It's that this something greater that we are, this something or one who created this whole universe and everything in it, is an intelligence far beyond anything we human beings can understand at this particular moment. I have a favorite name for God that I like, which is infinite intelligence. And so sometimes when I am doing a prayer, I will be calling on infinite intelligence, infinite mind, that all-knowing thinker, and call on it to show me the way through my limited understanding of that intelligence. And so right now, in the situation that we have in the world right now, we have these scientists and doctors and world leaders all working to find a solution. And wouldn't it be wonderful if the truth is that this infinite intelligence already knows the solution? I believe that that's true, that there is always a way. Years ago, I rather stupidly went off with a bunch of guys who believed themselves to be cavers. And we went exploring this giant cave in upstate New York somewhere. I have no idea where we were. And at a certain point in our journeying through this huge cave, there was this little crevice that they called the Keyhole. And it was shaped like a keyhole, right? A big, let me see, big circle like this, coming, and with a little key piece that came down. And what we did for fun was all crawl in one after the other. So we had to lay down and crawl through this little keyhole. And it wasn't our intention to go out through the other side where there was a whole another part of the cave to explore, but it didn't have an out that way. In fact, the only way out was the way we came in. And so we all, for fun, crawled in the keyhole, and there we were all lined up, laying down on our tummies. And then when we had enough fun with that, we backed ourselves out and we got out. And afterwards they shared, well, you have to make sure that the last person in that's crawling in is not wearing their shoes, because that little keyhole piece is just wide enough for a foot to fit in. And if you're wearing a shoe that's tied onto you very tightly, you might get that shoe stuck in the keyhole and you can't get your foot out because it's all tied up. And if the last person in the row is the one who gets their foot stuck, there's no one behind them to pick the boot up and set that person free. In other words, we would all be stuck. Well, thank you for sharing that after we're all done. And I'm, as I think about my little adventures way back then, I realize I probably wasn't the wisest one in doing all these things. But the point I'm trying to make is there is a way out. And so that which is creating something, well, unless you've got a boot on, and it gets stuck at the keyhole, but there was a way out. You were not very intelligent in how you got yourself into that mess. But there is a way out. For every problem, there is a solution. For every question, there is an answer. There is some intelligence that knows the way. No matter where you are in the universe, there is a way to get anywhere else in that universe. We start with where we are. And so right now in the world, we have a situation where there's this thing that got created and it's running amok. And what we need to realize is it's an intelligently designed thing. However, it might not have been the wisest thing to manufacture, to create. It might not be the wisest thing for human beings to be experiencing right now. But that which got created can get uncreated, and that there is an intelligence that is at work with all of the doctors and the scientists and the people who are focused on finding that way, that there is an intelligence guiding them to find that way. And it is an intelligence that knows more than they know. But we experience it as a hunch, as an intuition, as how many scientists and creative artists went to sleep, and in their dreams, something came to them fully formed. For some reason, this past week, I've been reading about different Beatle members, Beatle, the Beatles, those who slept and had a dream, and a song came to them fully formed. So this infinite intelligence is what is speaking to us and guiding us and giving us the visions and the dreams and the hunches and the instincts. I call on this infinite intelligence to show me the way. There was a book I was looking for over a week ago, and I did my usual thing, searching here, searching there, searching here. I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I did what I call a prayer, spiritual mind treatment. I said, there is an infinite intelligence that knows where this book is. And this infinite intelligence is knowing where this book is at that point of conscious thinking, which is my thought. And I now know exactly where it is, and I have it in my hand. I did that. I do that all the time when I'm missing something. You can do it too. It's easy. There's an infinite intelligence that knows where it is. Well, that's true. An infinite intelligence, it knows where your ring is, where your keys are, where your phone is. It knows where it is. It's somewhere in the universe. And infinite intelligence knows where it is. And what we want to do is know what the infinite intelligence knows at that point of our conscious thinking, right at that spot where we are conscious, so that we are conscious of where it's at. And so that infinite intelligence, which is giving us the thoughts that we request, that we invite, can give us that thought. And yes, I did that little prayer and went about my business. And a little while later, I thought to go into my bedroom, into a little bunch of drawers that I never go into because there's nothing there. And I opened it up, and inside was the book I was looking for. It was in a drawer of clothes. I would never have logically, as Karen went about figuring out the book is there, but it was there in a drawer of clothes. Let's not get into how it got there. So this infinite intelligence is at work right now. And this infinite intelligence knows how to create the solution that we will call a miracle. We will call it a miracle because we don't understand how this infinite intelligence is thinking. We don't understand how Penn and Teller create the magic that they do. I love these two magicians. And in reading Penn Jillette's books, he calls atheism, I think. Well, I'm making this up. But in my mind, he's thinking that atheism is there's not a big old giant God out there that's helping us. He is clear that he is using the natural physical laws, and he just understands them in a different way than most of us. And he's able to use them in a particular way, leading us down a merry little road of observation, but is not leading us into observing the reality, the truth of what he's really doing. When I was at their show in Las Vegas, I wish I was there again, watching them now, they had one little scene where they actually set up a situation with someone from the audience, and they moved everything so we could see the secret moves that one of them was doing behind the scenes. But the observer was totally focused on Teller and could not see what Penn was doing. But we, the audience, could see it. And so when these mechanics, when these physical laws are naturally revealed to us, we go, oh, there it was. And a part of us might be a little disappointed because we want to believe in miracles. We want to believe in magic. What if we're both right? What could be more miraculous than how we got created in a womb? A baby out of nothing somehow becomes a fully formed human. And there we are looking at this blessed baby, but we need to realize, look at yourself, look at ourselves. Where did we come from? We've got these ideas, well, yeah, physically, the mother and the father, whatever, or even test tubes now, we can replicate it there, but still, how? Why? There's laws at work that we can use when we understand them, but we really don't get them. There they are. Gravity, aerodynamics, flotation. I was on a cruise ship. I look at the ones that they've got now. How is this possible? Well, I could study it and understand it, but still, how is this not an infinite intelligence that has created certain laws that appear to us as being impossible? And then when we understand them, it's possible. But how dare we take away the magic of the whole thing? How dare we say there is no God? Call it an infinite mind, call it universal laws, but it's something greater than we are that knows far more than we will ever get. And yet, here we are, being created and being somehow, through hunches and glimpses and visions and dreams, guided. And when we know that there is some intelligence greater than we are, and it is what we are using when we are thinking in our own thought processes, when we realize this, we can use it. We can use our thought processes when we understand a law. And so this particular book and our theme for this month, April, is Shortcut to a Miracle, but it is talking about the gloriousness of this universe and all that is seen, but oh my gosh, what is unseen, but active, but creating, and we can use it. Quantum physics. I mean, who can understand that? Not even Einstein. He said, I get the theory of relativity. I figured that out. It's not even a theory anymore. It's the principle of relativity. But quantum physics, beyond me. And yet, because of that, we are able to meet on Facebook Live right now. We don't understand it. No one can understand it. Who can understand Schrodinger's cat? Who can understand that? There's a cat in the box. Is it alive or is it dead? Neither. Both. Until you observe it. What kind of thinking is that? I can't understand it. No one can understand it. Even if you have a cat, you can't understand it. Who can understand what cats are thinking? I digress, but not really. The thing is, these infinite principles that are at work are there, and we can get a glimmer that there's something more at work, and we can experiment to see what is this principle. And when we have experimented enough, we can have a theory about it, which we can then test over and over and over. Is it a miracle that roofer's belt got caught on the nail? Is that not a miracle? The nail was always there. The belt was always on. And he, yes, had that experience. God saved me. God saved me. And that sequence of events happened the way it did. Is there a law at work that we don't understand? Is there a God at work that we don't understand? I have to read a little poem that I discovered when I was a young lass. And it took me decades in the internet to find it again, because all I knew that this poem touched me to my very soul, and I wept, and I still weep when I read it. And I was able to find it on the internet this morning, and then I realized, oh, I've got the book. Walt Whitman. The poem's titled Miracles. And I'll just read a piece. Why? Who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach, just in the edge of the water, or notice the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring. These with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? What more do you want? What more do I want? Yeah, I like an infinitely intelligent God that somehow guided my caving expedition to not wear boots that get stuck in the crevice of a keyhole. I want to believe that there are scientific, provable laws that exist that no one knows about yet. That the infinite intelligence of this universe is so complex, it's so diverse, that there are so many things unknown that they are infinite compared to the amount of things that are known. And I like to call all that is known and all that is unknown the universe, God, an infinite thinker, one organism, and we are a part of it. So I want to take a little moment here and do what I call a prayer, affirmative prayer. I call it spiritual mind treatment. Spiritual, something greater than, physical and practical. Spiritual as in the unseen. Mind, a thinker, and treatment as in a word that's different than prayer. And so, join me if you like. This word is being spoken for the world, the universe, humanity, each one here. There is an infinite intelligence at work creating this entire universe and everything in it. And this infinite intelligence is only interested in creating that which is life-affirming, that which is good, that which is positive. It is always creating a way for more and wonderful things to be created. This infinite intelligence is everywhere, omnipresent. It is all-knowing, and it is a power that is able to create anything and everything because it knows its laws. It knows how to do it. And so this infinite intelligence knows. Humanity, right here and right now. This humanity, this group of beings on this planet right now. And it knows that these people believe that they are slipping toward the edge. And this infinite thinker hears each one call out at their own level of understanding, God, save me. I call infinite intelligence. Show each one the way. Infinite intelligence knows a way, a solution, the answer. It absolutely knows what to create and form that can handle everything that is going on in this planet right now. Everything that's going on in the physical realm, in the medical realm, it knows how to handle all of this, and it knows what to create something that will resolve everything into a greater expression of health and harmony and intelligent action. And this infinite intelligence being everywhere present is present right now with each and every scientist, medical person, world leader, each and everyone involved in bringing forth this intelligence, each and everyone who is seeking the answer, the solution, the quote cure. This infinite intelligence is with each and every one of them, giving them the hunch, the insight, the vision, the dream, the idea that is needed, so that that which is the solution to humanity right now, which is known in the infinite mind, is now known in the conscious mind of each human, and of that right and perfect scientist and medical person and whoever. It is knowing in that spot of thinking right now, which is each one's conscious mind, and it is causing each one to do the right thing so that the solution is revealed. And to everyone who is a part of humanity right now, it appears to be a miracle, but it is merely the infinite intelligence loving its beloved creation, showing its beloved creation at its level of understanding the way. And all is well. And for each one here, no matter what one may be facing, there is an infinite intelligence that is showing each one the way, the solution, the answer. And each one is now uplifted, yes, into that unbelievable experience of awe and wonder that this universe is far more wonderful, magical, and miraculous than had ever been considered before. Each one is realizing that there is a God, call it what you will, but it is something that loves and that cares and that is present and that is powerful and that is showing each one the way, so that each one does receive the answer that they crave, the solution, the freedom, the right next step to take. And I know that this is good, that good truth that I speak, and that all on heaven and earth agree, that all of life is for this to be the truth. And so it is the truth. And so I release this word now to some law that is at work, that is not visible and may not yet be fully understood, but I release this word to that law that knows what to do, that listens to that which I have spoken, and absolutely does do what is needed to be done. And I am so grateful that this is the truth. So I release this word. I'm done. The rest is up to that infinite intelligence to make it so. And so it is. So I'm happy that you joined this day. And if you go to our Facebook page, CSL Princeton, you'll see that we also have a practitioner of the week, Damaris Arturo Torres. She has already posted on our Facebook page a beautiful meditation and prayer, which you can listen to. It's a nice short one, but it's absolutely beautiful. And if you require more spiritual work, you can message us here at this Facebook Live page, CSL Princeton, message, because I'll notice, and I will forward that request for prayer to our practitioner of the week, as also our other wonderful practitioners. Also, our Practitioners Association have started evening phone calls tomorrow night, Monday through Friday nights at 7:45. If you also look on our page, you will, or our website, you will see the phone number and the code to dial into. Our website is also cslprinceton.org. And what more could we want? Support, connection, virtually, but hey, it works. What a miracle it is. And I am grateful that you were here. So have an absolutely wonderful week filled with magic and miracles.